My wife cheated on me with my boss, and somehow that wasn't even the worst part. I'm 36 now, but this all started when I was 32. I had been with my wife Mel for 7 years, married for 3. Back then, I genuinely believed she was the person I'd spend my life with. She was intelligent, beautiful, kind. At least, that's what I thought. Turns out you can know someone for years and still have no idea who they really are. Looking back, everything started about 6 months before what I now call the reckoning. We went to a company party. I'm an engineer working in power infrastructure, and she worked in finance. Pretty normal night until Kyle showed up, my boss, the kind of guy who smiles to your face and disrespects you the second you turn around. He had climbed his way up through charm, connections, and the fact that his uncle was the CFO. But here's the part that hit different. He wasn't just my boss. He was my wife's college ex. And the second they saw each other, something changed. They spent most of the night talking, laughing, like I wasn't even there. I didn't say anything at the time, but I felt it. That quiet feeling in your gut that something isn't right. Still, I ignored it until that night. She had promised we'd have some fun when we got home, but suddenly she wasn't in the mood. That might sound small, but that was the moment everything started shifting. From there, it was like watching my marriage slowly fall apart in real time. Within weeks, things felt off. Within a month, we barely touched each other. By the second month, even a simple kiss felt forced. And by the third, she'd turn her head and offer her cheek instead. At that point, I already knew. I just didn't react because I needed proof. Around the same time, Kyle started making my life at work miserable. Constant comments about how he was in charge, subtle insults about my competence, and then he started bringing up his past with my wife, almost like he wanted me to know. And then came the trips. Our project required travel, but it was supposed to be shared among the team. Kyle changed that. Suddenly, I was the one being sent out every other week, sometimes even over weekends. And when I was home, he made sure I stayed late. At first, it felt like bad luck. Then it started to feel planned. On one of those trips, I met someone who used to know both of them back in college, and that's when things got worse. He told me they weren't just some casual relationship. They were serious, like almost got married serious. That's when everything clicked. So on one of the few days I had at home, I made a decision. I installed cameras, discreet ones, hidden, wired in a way that no one would ever notice. Even the network they ran on couldn't be detected unless you had access to my private system. Paranoid? Maybe. But I needed the truth, and I got it. While I was away on my next trip, my boss walked into my house, and my wife let him. What I saw confirmed everything. But instead of losing control, instead of confronting them right there, I did something else. I stayed quiet, and I started planning. Because I knew one thing for sure. When this ends, it's not going to end quietly. Part 2, you won't believe what I did next.